The death toll from the collapsed condo in Florida continued to climb. In their final planned press conference on Tuesday, officials from Miami-Dade County have confirmed 95 people perished in the collapse in Surfside 20 days ago. Search and recovery crews have removed 18 million pounds of concrete and debris, more than 200 truckloads. Crews continued to meticulously search the rubble for human remains and personal possessions that can be returned to family members. Officials are relying heavily on the medical examiner's office as the work becomes more difficult with every passing day.
Demonstrators rallied in several U.S. cities calling for support for the Cuban people as the country faces its worst economic crisis in decades. Outside the White House, protesters want President Biden to provide humanitarian assistance. Cubans are facing food and medicine shortages and have struggled to get basic supplies. In South Florida, demonstrators shut down a section of a major Miami-Dade highway Tuesday afternoon, and they marched on the Palmetto Expressway in solidarity with the Cubans who took to the streets in cities throughout the island nation over the weekend.
Hundreds of Texans held a rally on the steps of the Texas Capitol for Voting Rights Advocacy Day. More than 50 Texas House Democrats that fled to Washington, D.C. Multiple groups showed up Tuesday to protest new election laws. The Texas House voted on Tuesday morning to send the Sergeant-at-Arms to round up the Democrat legislators absent from the governor's special session. Texas law enforcement is unlikely to track the lawmakers to D.C. since they lack jurisdiction in the nation's capital. If the House Democrats stay out of the state through the end of the special session, the governor, who can call as many special sessions as he likes, said he'll simply call another one. On the Senate side on Tuesday, a quorum of 22 members was present and expected to be debating their version of the voting bill.
Well, this is new overnight. Democrats in Washington unveiled a massive spending plan to address health care, child care, and energy. Everything left out of the infrastructure plan. NBC's Tracy Potts has a breakdown and a look ahead at where this is going.
Overnight, Democrats introduced $3.5 trillion of spending they promise will be fully paid for without taxing people who earn under $400,000. They call it human infrastructure.
You got mom and dad going to work and they can't afford child care.
It would expand Medicare to cover dental, vision, and hearing, fund clean energy, and other Democratic priorities.
If we pass this is the most profound change to help American families in generations.
President Biden will discuss the plan with lawmakers on Capitol Hill today, then meet with mayors and governors to get their support. Republicans are worried about the cost.
A lot of Republican senators who are inclined to be for an infrastructure package also want to make sure that it's not just being added to the debt.
This is separate from the $1 trillion bipartisan plan focusing on roads, bridges, transit, and internet.
Bring them both up and vote either for them or vote against them.
Lawmakers are also at odds over voting rights. President Biden's pushing for a federal law to combat 28 new state restrictions.
The 21st century Jim Crow assault is real. It's unrelenting. And we're going to challenge it vigorously.
Vice President Kamala Harris met with Texas Democrats who fled the state.
D.C.'s newest asylum seekers,
hoping to run out the clock on more voting restrictions. Tracy Potts, NBC News.